What's going on, guys? It's Christian Brown. You have just tuned into the Alpha Fitness United YouTube channel. Welcome. So, in my previous videos, I think my leg day with Marcano, I mentioned not for long the importance of stretching before lifting. And really, I wanted to make a video about this because a lot of people neglect stretching or just think it's a waste of time before their workouts. And what happens is they'll lift, they'll be a beast in the gym, they'll lift heavy, and everyone thinks they're great. But then one day they just wake up with a random pain, and then they decide to stretch it out. Then they continue doing what they're doing, and in a couple years they can't move. So I want you guys to avoid being one of the guys who can't scratch their own back or wipe their own ass without hurting. So every day when I work out, I go through a rigorous routine of stretching. I take about 10 minutes, so whenever I think about the time that I have to allocate to the gym, I usually add in that 10 minutes, like, okay, well, that's my warm-up, and then I have to lift, and then I have to do a cool-down. But I stretch every single day. I don't go as far as yoga, but I do want to get into it. I just have to find the time. But yeah, like I make sure that I stretch because I don't want to be one of the stiff guys that you see, like they get big, and I have a couple friends that say, yeah, like ever since I put on weight and got bigger, I just can't move as far. And this is something that I had to work with as well, because when I squat, I didn't have the mobility in my hips in order to get past parallel. But what I had to do for this is just take time to sit just like this. I don't know if you can see it, but I had to stay just like this for a really long time in order to open up my groin and my hips so I can get past parallel for my squats. But I want to take you guys through one of my warm-ups for my leg day, and I think it's pretty important because that's when you're pushing the most weight. So, oh, by the way, I don't start off with static stretching anymore. I did some research on the people who did static stretching versus dynamic stretches, and it seems that this is static stretching. So when you're just stretching like this, you turn like this, hold like this. Apparently it's not as effective as going through the motions of doing what you're about to do. So say if you're running, you want to warm up like this, right? Because this is the motion that you're going to be going through. So I'm going to show you what I do for legs. So mind you, it's going to take about 10 minutes of your workout time. So I usually run, warm up, get the blood running, break a little sweat, then I go through A-skips. A-skips look something like this. Right? So what you're going to do is, when you put this foot down, you want your hamstring to be parallel with the ground and keep your toe pointed up to the ceiling. You don't want to let it hang like this. So right here. And you're going to move just like you're running. It's going to take some practice. I've seen some pretty bad form when you do this. But I do that, and then I go to B-skips. And this is going to loosen up your hamstrings. And a lot of this I'm getting from when I run track, but it's effective and it works. I haven't had a serious injury. So for B-skips, you're going to come here, same position where you were at the A-skip, you're going to kick out. You don't want to kick like kicking a soccer ball. You want to kick like you're kicking through a door. Here, kick out. Now, next is the C-skip. And this is pretty complicated. You got to get a good rhythm. You figure out if you can dance, if you can do this. So first you're going to do an A-skip. Then when you put it down, you're going to do an A-skip to the side. Let me explain. Here, 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 here. A-skip, side. A-skip, side. Now, I go through a motion that called kickers. And what you're going to do is just swing your leg up as high as possible. Now you're gonna see that I stretch because I can get my leg up pretty high. Not as high as other people can. I can't do a split or anything, but I have some pretty good mobility with my legs. And you're just gonna walk. Now loosen up your hamstrings and all that. Now you can loosen up your calves by getting in this position. You want to push your heels to the ground and then keep your hips up and push forward, push backwards with your hands. And that's going to loosen up all right here. And then for my quads, you can do this stretch and just grab your foot and pull it back. But what I found to be a better stretch, hopefully you can see it. If not, I'll do another video on it. You're gonna lay on the ground and you're gonna put this foot forward and bend it at 90 degrees. You're gonna lay down, then you're gonna grab here and pull back. And what happens is that when you're pulling right here, your hips pull backwards in order to make up for the lack of flexibility. So, let me show you. Right here I'm grabbing, but I want to pull back. I'm going to put an arch in my back in order to make up for the lack of flexibility for me to go like this. But when you're on the ground, your legs forward, your hips can't move. So it's going to be stretching all right here. And then, once I'm done with my dynamic stretching, that's when I do my static stretching. So I'll go here, stretch, grab my toe, switch, grab here, change the positioning of my foot forward, stretch the inside, switch, get that side, come right here, stretch the inside of my groin, sit, go down to one thigh. I'll put my leg over my other leg and pull it towards my chest, stretch my glute. Put your leg out in front of you, go down, also stretch the glute. And yeah, I can't express the importance of stretching before you work out, because even though you may be able to get through lifting heavy, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna be 25, 30, you're gonna have all these random pains in your lower back, you're not gonna be able to go like this. You should be able to, like, if you can't touch your toes right now, you're young, that's just sad. You should be able to palm forward, you should be able to look through your legs. There's no excuse. You need to take the time to stretch. I take one day, usually during my active rest day, I do some cardio, and then I stretch for a really long time just to make sure that I can maintain it during the week. Like I said, I want to get into yoga and stuff, but I just got to find time for it. And I'm really serious about stretching. Like, I'll never turn down a competition. Like, hey, if you want to race, that's cool. You want to lift something heavy, fine. You want to do a push-up contest, whatever. But then people will see me do this, stretching, doing drills and everything. And that's because I don't want to exert myself and put all my energy into doing one activity and then pull a muscle over some bullshit. So, yeah, people may judge you, but at the end of the day, you'll be able to move around comfortably and feel no pain. If you have any stretches that you suggested that I try, let me know, comment below. I'm gonna probably do a video on what I do for arm day to warm up. But yeah, that's my leg day stretch. Enjoy your day.